Most Amazing Top 10 family, I'm your host Che Arena, and welcome back to Most Amazing Top 10. A lot of you are probably like me when I started making this list and are like, what the hell is Oak Island and why is it on a Most Amazing Top 10 list? Well, over here at Most Amazing Top 10, we only do lists that have some juice, and this one has some juice, baby. Oak Island is a mysterious place that apparently might have a hidden treasure on it. Ooh, and it might be haunted. Ooh, and it's gonna be the next hot spring break location. Well, that last one I just made up, I'm just kidding. Well, let's dig into what might be true and what might be false with today's list of top 10 scary Oak Island facts. As always, I would love it if you could like, comment, subscribe, and hit the little notification bell. Also, stick around for the whole video because I'm gonna be doing some more pet shoutouts, which you all love so much. Remember, if you want me to shout out your pet, you can hit me up on Instagram, and without taking any longer, let's get into this list. At number 10, there's probably no treasure. For those of you who know about Oak Island, you probably know about the History Channel TV show called The Curse of Oak Island. Remember when History Channel used to do shows that were about history and like giving you some rock solid information that you could tell your friends and sound super smart? Now it has shows about treasure hunters on a ghost island looking for something that might not even exist. I'm not complaining, I'm just a little shocked by the change. Well, legend says there were two boys who went to the mysterious Oak Island back in the day in search of treasure in the 1700s. They got to a spot that seemed like it had just been dug up, and they were like, aha! We found the treasure! We will dig it up and be rich! They dug and dug and dug. They went about 30 feet down and they never found anything. They just left a sad couple of kids who probably went to go work in a coal mine and die at 31. Now some people think these unlucky teens were just digging in the wrong spot. But the truth of the matter is, the spot most likely looked like it had just been dug up because the owners of the treasure had already come to dig up the booty and took off. At number 9, we have if there is treasure, it could be worthless. So this treasure is old as hell, which means two things. It could be packed with a bunch of lost artifacts and doubloons that are worth an untold amount. Even a small percentage of this treasure could set you for life, floating on yachts until you die from a champagne-related injury. Or it could just be a bunch of old junk. Over time, things we used to think were valuable become worthless, and other things skyrocket in value. What's inside this so-called treasure, if it's even real, is unknown to everyone looking for it, so you might be digging around for something that's only worth a new pair of Nikes. Could you imagine you dedicate your whole life to finding something, and in the end, all you get is a dumb t-shirt? Well, that's how I would like the Curse of Oak Island show to end, because I think it would be so funny if someone found the buried treasure and in it was just something worthless. Like the guy who buried it told everyone about the treasure so they would spend hundreds of years digging for it, and when they find it, it was just like an old faded picture of a dog's butthole. That would be one of the greatest pranks of all time. At number 8, we have two dudes have spent years finding nothing. Okay, let's be honest with ourselves. There's a good chance that the two people on the show of The Curse of Oak Island, Rick and Marty, are looking around for a treasure that doesn't exist. So that might mean two grown men might have dedicated their lives to a thing that will never happen. Like their dream of finding this mysterious treasure is all a puff of smoke, and they wake up every day with a fake purpose. Does that make them crazy, or is the whole realization just kind of sad? I mean, I'm not gonna knock them for trying. Everyone is allowed to have a dream. I mean, I'm here on YouTube thinking I'm gonna be somebody, but just think of all the other things these guys could have done with their lives. I mean, they do have a very successful TV show, so who am I to tell them how to live their lives? They're actually way more accomplished than I am. At number 7, we have people have spent hours watching two people find nothing. Okay, expanding on my last point, if the treasure isn't real and the show is all for nothing, and every treasure hunting expedition on Oak Island has been a farce, then what have people been watching at home when they're watching the show The Curse of Oak Island? They've been watching a bunch of dudes dig holes. Wait, what? The show has ran for 7 seasons and there's 100 episodes, all of them being an hour long. Some of the series premieres and series finales are an hour and a half. That means people have watched over 100 hours per person. And I looked in the ratings of the show, and on the low end they hit 1.1 million viewers, with the high end getting closer to 3.2. So let's do a little math. If we go for the low number of 1.1 million times 100 hours, that's 110 million hours of collective time spent from people watching the show. You know how much good could have been done with that time? That is a scary fact. Also, I don't want to sound preachy about this. I spend most of my free time rewatching animes I've seen 20 times, so it's not like I'm doing anything better. At number 6, we have Oak Island is a distraction. The treasure exists, but is it even on the island? There, that will take your head for a spin. Well then, where is it? That is also unknown. Some people think that the island was used as as a distraction from the real location of the treasure, but there might be hints to where the real treasure is somewhere on the island. Other people think it's actually dumped in a nearby swamp, or the treasure could be underwater close to the island, and the only way to retrieve it would be with some scuba gear and a very good sense of direction, but really nobody knows. That's the whole point of this list, really, is that no one knows what's going on the island, where the treasure is. It's unknown. That's the point of the list. At number 5, we have the money pit that the treasure in is booby-trapped. Booby traps. If you're going to bury a treasure, especially one that is worth what we expect to find in the Oak Island treasure, you don't just leave it without anything protecting it. Now there are a multitude of things that are theorized about the possible booby traps. There could be some sort of secret pit below the treasure. So let's say you dig up the treasure, you're all happy, you go down to retrieve it, and instead of pulling it out, you fall into a false floor onto a ton of spikes, and then you are dead. That would be a huge bummer. There's also the chance that the contents of the treasure is booby-trapped with some sort of poisonous mist or spray. So then when you open it, it sprays you in the face, and you fall on the ground, you writhe around for a little bit, and then you die, and you're like, I was so close, and you foam, and you just die. That could happen. This is why evil people in movies have henchmen, so they die for them. You go, hey, open that box, and the guy dies, you go, oh, that was nuts. Okay, next guy, touch the box. At number 4, we have Marie Antoinette's jewels. So what is actually in this treasure that makes it so valuable, that millions of people are interested in it being found? Well, a big tale around the water cooler is that Marie Antoinette's jewels are in the treasure. What? You mean the French queen who had her head lopped off and was famous for saying, let them eat cake, even though she never actually said that? History is a funny thing. Well, if this is true, this would make this treasure not just a monetary treasure, but one of the greatest historical finds of all time. And if something as valuable as her jewels are in that treasure, what other wonders lost to the world could be locked away in that chest? Chances are we will never know. I'm just being real with you. At number 3, we have the Onslow Company already tried this. Back in the 1800s, the story about a hidden treasure picked up so much steam that a major company got involved in the search. It was the Onslow Mining Company, and they went to find the treasure for themselves. With the power of a full corporation, they could not be stopped. But even they could not crack the code onto where this possible cache lie hidden. But here's something interesting about the Onslow Mining Company. They did find a bunch of wood and slate that were buried deep underground. This slate and wood were not native to the island, so the only way that they could have ended up there would be if someone was digging real deep and then they put them there, maybe when they were hiding a treasure. This means there could have been someone digging deep holes on the island at some point in time. Were they hiding treasure? I don't know. You don't know. Nobody knows. If we knew, we would have the treasure, I think. At number 2, we have They're Tricking Us. Now hear me out on this one. What if the two brothers running the show, Curse of Oak Island, know that there's no treasure? Or what if they already found the treasure, but they are leading us down a massive rabbit hole that goes nowhere? I mean, that sounds sort of evil, but it's a great business model. Keep everyone interested in something that can't be found, and then we'll have them on the hook forever. That's what basically Apple does. Keep you on the hook, thinking that this laptop's gonna make you feel good in your core. It doesn't. Nothing. You need like inner peace or something. I don't know, but buy a new laptop anyways. At number 1, we have The Island is Cursed. Maybe the reason why no one can find the treasure, no matter how many times people try to find this treasure that is worth more than a Saudi prince, is because there are supernatural forces that protect it from falling into the wrong hands. There have been reports of 7 different people dying on the island, and some ancient Native American tales tell of spirits on the island. These ghosts could be the keeper of the treasure. Sometimes at night, strange lights can be seen in the woods floating around. And beyond anything that could be written off as a ghost story, people who try deep excursions on the island often fall into the same trap. The mining holes they dig will just keep filling with water, almost like some sort of outside force is stopping them from getting deep enough to find the treasure, or it could just be a natural geological thing that's happening. I don't know, but I like the idea of a curse better. Alright guys, that has been our list. Thank you all so much for tuning in. As promised, I'm going to be doing some more pet shoutouts. Remember, if you want me to shout out your pet, you can message me on Instagram. I pick new pets every day, so if you don't get picked one day, you can message back again and again and again. I love the fans getting involved in all this. It makes me feel good in my heart. If it takes me a while to get back to you, I am sorry, But without taking any longer, let's shout out some pets. First we got Leo. This guy looks like such a happy boy. I love him so much. After that we have Poppy, Theo, and Griffin. Dog trio just hanging out being a bunch of good boys. Next we got Kimmy, Mozzie, and Anne. That is a lot of good cats grouped into one picture. I like how they're all in the line. They're like it's like they're posing like a family photo sort of thing. Then we have the fluffiest bunny I've ever seen, Della. That is a lot of floof for one bouncy boy. Following that we have Dugan. That's a good boy. He's got some floppy ears, some floppy mouth. That's exactly the kind of good boy I love. And capping it off we have Sam with a nice hat. Look at him. Look, he knows a thing or two about fashion. That is a beautiful dog, the beautiful sense of fashion. Alright everyone, that is our list. Thank you all so much for tuning in. As always, I would love it if you could like, comment, subscribe, and hit the little notification bell. Until next time, I've been Chaderena, and you won't catch me looking for treasure unless I like find a map or something, then I could do it. Okay, bye.